Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thanks to the UNISDR and the Mexican government for organizing and hosting this event. Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to read this statement on behalf of FM Global. Flood is the most frequently occurring natural disaster globally. It also was the costliest natural hazard in 2016 for the fourth consecutive year in terms of global economic losses, and seems to be only getting worse with globalization and urbanization. In the wake of the launch of the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction, FM Global, one of the world's largest commercial and industrial property insurers, has continued to make progress in addressing flood risk worldwide with its unique engineering-based approach. Local flood maps are available in many countries, primarily covering major urban communities. These maps focus on highlighting limited zones at greatest risk of flood from rivers. To help businesses worldwide expand into areas where information on flood potential is lacking or address existing exposures to their facilities, FM Global recently released its Global Flood Map. Technological improvements in data acquisition have made it possible for global flood maps to be generated with more ease than ever. Using an innovative flood mapping model that is based on physics and includes updated precipitation data, the Global Flood Map helps identify areas exposed to high frequency and moderate frequency flood events, which is essentially critical in parts of the world where flood data is deficient or inconsistent. This includes parts of Africa, Asia, Australia, Central America, Europe, Latin America, and even parts of Western Europe and North America. While the Global Flood Map provides key information on hazards, when paired with scientifically based FM Global Property Loss Prevention Data Sheet 140, they deliver a valuable publicly available resource to prevent and mitigate losses due to flooding and stormwater runoff. Incorporating nearly 200 years of loss mitigation experience, research, and engineering, as well as input from consensus standards committees, equipment manufacturers, and others, Data Sheet 140 was recently amended with updated information and insight. Ladies and gentlemen, the frequency of major flooding events worldwide also has resulted in an uptick in the number of manufacturers offering flood mitigation products, such as temporary perimeter barriers, opening barriers, and backwater valves, to help prevent floodwater from entering a facility. With so many products on the market, choosing a product to bring a validated permanent solution is challenging. Working in tandem with FM Global's research and engineering teams, FM Approvals, which is a product certification organization and business unit of FM Global, has partnered with product manufacturers around the world to rigorously test and certify flood abatement products. FM Approvals approval standard FM/ANSI 2510, American National Standard for Flood Abatement Equipment, is the only standard in the world that evaluates the performance of the product in real flood conditions and the components and the materials that comprise this product. The standard is recognized by the world's leading authorities, including the United States Association of State Floodplain Managers, ASFPM, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Today, more than 50 FM-approved flood products are listed in the Approval Guide, a publicly available comprehensive web-based reference database and used by loss prevention industry specialists to identify loss prevention products that meet the highest standards. Ladies and gentlemen, much of the impact from flooding is both predictable and preventable. It is imperative to approach flood mitigation differently in order to achieve the goals of the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction. There is no time like the present for property owners and government officials to better assess hazards and take action against flood vulnerability to make society more resilient. At FM Global, we will continue to be vigilant in addressing the hazard and working together with like-minded organizations. Thank you very much.